Aloha, welcome back to Aina Bear Farm. Do a fun quick tour today just to look at what's fruiting in the fall food forest. Going heavy with the alliteration today. So this is the main entrance to the food forest where I've got a little gate that I made from a pallet. And it's funny, every time I walk through here, I kind of feel like that scene in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory where they're going into the place and everything is made of candy. So I sort of imagine that song playing in my head when I enter, and you can see right off the bat we've got Satsuma tangerines going strong, and this is a tree that I actually I thinned this out quite a bit because number one, I didn't want it to be too heavy and damage the tree, and number two, I would rather have fewer large tangerines than get a whole bunch of small ones. So, I mean, you can see for Satsumas, some of these are enormous and definitely ripe. I've already had a few of them. Even though the tree is only a few years old, they've been delicious, really juicy, tasty. So, citrus, pretty quick producers. Sometimes they do take a little while for the flavor to get really good, but this one's definitely a winner. Right here we're looking at an abiyu tree, and let's see if we can count. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I count 8 fruits on this relatively small tree. So this is a really productive tree, and we can see one of the abiyu starting to ripen down there, turning yellow. Once it gets fully yellow, we'll pick that and try it out. Another crazy thing about the abiyu is it's also flowering right now too, and so most of the newer fruits, kind of like this, where they just rot, I think that that's usually just not great pollination or something like that, but we'll see. Maybe we'll get a few more and get a little bit of a continuous harvest out of this one. This is, oh shoot, what's the variety? It's like a Z1, I think. It's a grafted variety. And this one in particular is doing really well. I've got another one that's a gray abiyu variety that is not doing well at all. And then I have a wild seedling variety that's not doing so great. So quite a bit of variation with the abiyu, but this one's doing well. Plenty of flowers on the loquat tree. This is the golden nugget grafted variety, so it's an improved and probably ripe fruit in about a month once they flower. Usually doesn't take too long. And I think this is kind of a underappreciated fruit. I love them. I think they're so tasty, especially when you just pick them ripe right off the tree. The ratio of fruit to seed isn't great, so maybe that's one of the reasons they're not a more popular fruit. And also they grow wild in tropical areas. They get naturalized because birds drop the seed, and then people tend to think of those smaller, less tasty fruits as loquat when the improved varieties are much tastier. So this is quite exciting for us. This is our first soursop that has actually been pollinated and started to make a fruit. It's been really fun to watch that. And just over next to it, I think that this one is also pollinated. So we'll see. It hasn't really done much over the last few weeks, but it looks like it's about to grow. And I'll show you that versus unpollinated flower right here. And these ones just like kind of dry up and break off. We've done some hand pollinating, but not actually on this tree. We've done them on a different one. This one, good sized tree, it has managed to at least get pollination for one fruit, and there's a lot of other flowers on there, so we'll see if we get more. Plenty of lemons, of course. There's always citrus around. This is a Meyer improved grafted variety of lemon. Nice compact tree, just loaded. And we pick lemons on here at least once a week. I mean, it's just constant. So you can see there's ripe lemons on there. There's also new flowers coming. There's green lemons that will be ready not too much longer. These are definitely the tree that just constantly giving. This is another thing I'm really excited about. This is Jaboticaba. And this tree has actually fruited once before, but I only got one fruit off of it. I mean, it's a tiny little shrub of a tree. I was not expecting it to start fruiting so early. You can see, look at these. I mean, for such a small tree, it's kind of loaded. I don't know, there's like maybe 9 fruits on there overall. And if you're unfamiliar with Jaboticaba, it's interesting because the fruit comes right off of the main branches and trunks, and it looks amazing when it flowers. It's just covered in these like white flowers. It kind of looks like snow stuck to the tree. So a few of these look like they're just about ripe. I don't know if I want to pick that or maybe give it an extra day or so. Usually you want to kind of be a little aware of the birds coming and grabbing these before you can get them, but this one is so small and it's really kind of protected in this little area, so I'm actually not too concerned about birds getting down in there and finding them before I do, at least for now. But we'll see. We'll pick one soon, try it out. The first one I had off of this tree was delicious. I'm not 100% what variety this is. It's probably Rosa or, oh shoot, there's another very common variety here that I can't remember off the top of my head. But they're delicious and not bad size fruit either. Here we've got a Mamey Sapote that, any way we look at it, is a long way off from us eating fruit off of this tree. But it does have a lot of little flower buds on there. And the last time it flowered, it did actually make 2 tiny little fruits. They hung on for a while and then eventually dropped. So, it's not something I'm counting on eating anytime soon, like I said, but interesting nonetheless. Okay, here we're looking at a star fruit. This is a grafted Kari Kari or Kari Kari. Doing very well. And you can see it's got quite a bit of fruit on it right now. We have actually been eating this fruit for weeks already too. You can see it's just everywhere. But also what's exciting about this one is you can see flower buds all around on top of it, having fruit hanging on it right now. And so this is another one of those trees that just keeps on giving this time of year. So I'm pretty excited about that. This is just a standard yellow passion fruit, or lilikoi as we call in Hawaii. And it just seems like this thing has been making fruit for so long straight now. And it's great. It actually took a couple of years before it seemed to want to make any fruit. It flowered quite a bit, but no fruit. But then it just started fruiting. It feels like it's been consistently fruiting for like 6 months straight now. So that's good. Lilikoi is a very, if you've ever had like a, just a straight lilikoi, it's pretty tart, the yellow in particular. They make great juice. I like to actually just eat them right out of the fruit, but they are tart. And we've also got some purple lilikoi here as well that are much sweeter. I do prefer the taste of, but these yellow vines just so easy once they get going. The purple a little bit harder to get going over here. This is one of our Rollinia trees. Decent size, maybe 15, 16 feet tall. Been in the ground for a few years. You can see it's getting tossed around in the wind, which it does not like. We've got this Tithonia trying to block some of that. It's a little better than if it was completely exposed. But no fruit yet. I just wanted to show we've had flowers on this for so long. At least a year on this tree. And no fruit yet. I mean, it's just covered in flowers up and down. And we've got another one about 20 feet away. Same thing. And this is in the same family as the soursop, but I actually prefer this fruit a little bit more to the soursop, so hopefully we'll get some fruit on this sometime soon. And as always, there's pretty much always bananas going off somewhere. This is one of our dwarf Namwa. It's one of my favorite bananas. It's a Thai variety that very sweet, creamy, and dense, but still has that nice tart, strong flavor, similar to an apple banana. And right now, we've recently harvested a couple of racks, and we've probably got 7 or 8 hanging that are close to this size, so I think we'll be good on bananas for a while. Well, thanks for joining us for that short tour. It's focused on the fruits. You can see the wind has been whipping lately, so a lot of these trees are benefiting from hiding in the blockade of the Tithonia and the other things, the pigeon peas, the ice cream beans, all the support trees that we're trying to put in the food forest to keep things from getting blasted by wind and sun. So stay tuned. We will have a lot more updates as we get things done. We appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you back here next time at Aina Bear Farm. Aloha.